Hello everyone, welcome back to Metal Gear Speedrunners MGS1 PC All Bosses League 2021. I'm joined with Makarov 360 for this excellent race between Spartyy and NickRPGreen. Welcome, dude.
Hello.
Just fresh off your race there, ready to do some commentary on these two right now. Um, I think they're away, or they should be away, in the backstage. So, yeah, Spartyy jumped in just because he wanted to be a part of the competition. He's always been a big fan of competitive speedrunning. He plays pretty much all the Metal Gear games. NickRPGreen, definitely the favorite here. His PB is quite a few minutes faster than Sparty's, but don't count Spartyy out, man. He's just so proficient at Metal Gear games in general.
Yeah, Nick is going to be the favorite of this race. Nick has a lot more experience with MGS1. Started with any percent, moved on to all bosses, ran alternate round, just a ton of categories. Even did a few episodes of a tutorial for this game. But Spartyy, as Apache said, runs a lot of games, and he's really good at all of those games. So it might not look like it, but Spartyy does have a chance at winning this.
Yeah, fun fact about Spartyy is he's competed on the channel in Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, and 4. I was going back through my head thinking, has he? Yeah, he has. He's competed in all four titles, on the channel. So he's if there was an underdog that could do it, it's Spartyy today. But we'll just see these guys farm up some alerts. As we know, if you have enough alerts when the PAL key is shot out of your hand, it will spawn in one of 7 positions in the drainage ditch, and we don't have to rely on killing the rat. Spartyy miscounted his alerts in a previous race, and so he did have to use the rat. Generally, the rat is always slower, unless you get God Rat. The variance is much better if you make it spawn in the drainage ditch. Picking up a ration there for safety. It always spawns there, it's worth having. You made use of that one on the heliport last game, right, Makarov?
Yeah, last time I died. In today's race, I didn't. I remember that I had a ration.
Yeah, it's easy to a slight bit of movement mistake on the heliport, and you're going to start taking shots. Your health is extremely low because you're only rank 1. Yeah, it's a deceptively tough room, as I was saying in the previous race. It's not one to be counted out, but we'll see these guys do their heliports now. Based on where you are seen by the spotlight, that will reflect where the guard spawns in, so you can force him to spawn in a better position relative to you, and you're less likely to take a shot. Nick gets one there, Spartyy gets through without one, so
Clean
Spartyy just at the
heliport.
start here. Yeah, very nice from both, but Spartyy just pulling that microsecond ahead. Yeah, very nice heliports. And not much to do here, you just got to keep your lines nice and clean as you crawl through the vent. I always feel like a mess in this vent. I feel like my turn-in's bad and gotta have a good line.
As you can see, Spartyy has a slightly better line through the vents.
And I think they'll both do the chaff strat here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, first time on the elevator, so he didn't even need to throw the chaff, but they're so in sync.
Well, coming up is the cell fight, which does have a bit of variant to it, especially if you do what I did. But most likely these two runners will not do that, and we will see pretty much clean cell fights.
Yeah, I mean, the cell fight can get out of hand if you kill a guard too quick relative to the other guards, then they'll spawn back in awkwardly. sometimes you don't get the ammo drops right, and you have to rely on Merrill to shoot the guards. There's all kinds of little things that can cause time loss on this fight with some guards.
Fun fact, that never happened to me during practice, so I had to do all of that right then and there. I had to think of what to do.
It's good to be put into that situation, and then you can learn from the experience. And a backup can save you. Knowing a good backup can be the difference between winning and losing a race. But there's nothing we can do here. We're stuck until Merrill comes and opens the door.
What are you waiting for? Shoot!
Don't talk to me like a rookie.
Nice and clean from both on the initial
I'm
guards.
telling you, shoot!
Now we're going to take this position in the top right, and we're just going to kill all the guards as soon as they come in and all stand together.
The fights are pretty close, almost identical.
Spartyy is looking like he's done his homework on this game, but he is much less experienced in comparison to Nick. And we're going to grab some C4 now, make our way to Ocelot. Again, Ocelot is a pretty straightforward fight, but if you fail to get him into the loop, you can lose a lot of time chasing him around. And we'll just blow ourselves up into this door here, and we'll have the ration equipped so we don't die.
And Spartyy gets the first shot, and it's looking like a good look. Same for Nick, and a little bit of a mistake from Spartyy, but still a good Ocelot fight.
Yeah, he cleaned it up. Cleaned it up, and they both
pretty
get
much the
SOCOM
same for
bullets.
Nick.
They're both picking up that extra package of bullets, very nice.
Here you can see the two runners using two completely different strats, and Spartyy punched the elevator. I don't know why.
Oh, he's so close to getting seen by that guard. If he was any slower, he was going to get scooped up there with an alert. Alert's such a huge time loss at that point in the room as well. Very nice, out of bounds, first time from Nick.
Really clean. That was one of the cleanest vent glitches.
Nick's pulling slightly ahead, just with a bit of better execution on the smaller things, but the tank is no joke.
And dodged the rocket, nice.
Yeah,
And
nice crouch.
Spartyy also dodged it.
First grenade good for Nick. First grenade good for Spartyy. Yeah, Spartyy really couldn't afford to miss that there. But very nice tanks from both. This is quality.
It's a close race so far, but a lot can happen. Spartyy is choosing to unequip the chaff. I don't know why.
He's
Makes you
buffering,
move
right?
slower.
He's buffering the guard to make sure the guard moves by the time he gets there. He's also just it also silences your footsteps, but I don't think he cared about that. He was just making sure the guard was going to start walking away as Spartyy got to him.
And Nick gets stuck in the door. Spartyy does the same.
Those doors, the MGS1 doors. You have to like remember which way they open so you go in the right places, you go through them, otherwise Snake will just get stuck. We'll see there Nikita's. It's a long flight for the Nikita. And you have to make sure to avoid the gun turrets and not drive it into any walls or anything like that.
Yeah, especially be careful around corners.
Yeah, absolutely. Nikita has 2 speeds. That was really nice from Nick. If you let the Nikita fly in one direction, it will go up to his max speed. It's really important to not get hit by those gun turrets, of course, as well. Less clean from Spartyy, but it got the job done. Nick's Nikita there was really, really good. And that'll allow us passage into the ninja fight. Tell me about the ninja fight, Makarov. How does it work?
Well, there are basically 3 phases and an intro to the fight. In the intro, you don't want to miss any punches and just PPK him twice. In phase 2, you can afford to miss a few punches, but ideally you won't miss any. Phase 3 is it's hide and seek, pretty much RNG, that's it, it's quite an easy phase. And then for phase 4, you have to hope that you didn't miss any punches, so that you skip the bone and sinew dialogue, which is what the runners are going to try to do.
Thanks for that, mate. There's a good bit of RNG, right, involved in where he'll move to, and you know, you can get kind of lucky and get better positions on him.
Yeah, it's quite an RNG heavy fight, but you don't lose that much time compared to other RNG sections.
They both seem to know their stuff here today. Looking like good fights so far.
Yeah, those were pretty clean phases. Spartyy got pretty bad RNG.
Yeah, he spawned so far. The ninjas kind of synced up for a second there as well. That was quite funny.
And let's see if Nick is going to skip the bone and sinew dialogue. Oh no, that's bad.
Yep, that is not good.
Nick missed 2 punches there. You don't want that to happen. I think... Oh no! Yes, bone and sinew, sadly. Bone and sinew. A runner's worst nightmare. Let's see if Spartyy can skip it. Yes, Spartyy skipped it. So Spartyy won a little bit of time over Nick, however also lost a bit because of the bad RNG.
That's how it goes sometimes. I think they both did well with what they had. Some textbook ninja fights.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, let's go get Meryl. I think it's just unintentionally really funny part of the game where she's like, I know the way, and then it's literally just down the corridor.
Well, you know, some people might not know which way is right, which way is left.
And Nick is picking up the cardboard box. That's the first cardboard box pickup we've seen today, right? I wonder what Spartyy will do.
And looks like
Doesn't
Spartyy did
like it.
not pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Picking
I
up
know
the
this place
box
better than
allows you to go slightly
quick.
faster,
Follow me.
getting slightly faster to move to. However, it's also
That's strange.
easier
There's
to
no
mess up.
guard.
And we've seen,
happened to the
for example,
music?
Volcanic Akuma mess
I'll
it
keep a
up.
lookout.
And
Make
you
sure
can
you're ready, okay?
definitely lose more time than you gain if you are not good with it.
And now we go to the Psycho Mantis fight. One of the most notorious fights in the game. It's very difficult in the speed run to do quickly. We'll see how these guys do. I'm interested to see Spartyy, how he will tackle it. I know that Nick is pretty good on Mantis.
So right at the beginning of the Mantis fight, there is a little bit of RNG because Mantis could either go right or left, and goes left for Nick, and Mantis will go. Looks like left for Spartyy as well. So both left side Mantises.
Nick not timing his shots too well there, and he gets hit by the chair. But looking pretty good from Nick so far.
Sparty's struggling quite a bit with those shots. This fight is it's pretty difficult. It's a lot more difficult than it looks, and there's a lot of ways to mess it up.
I think it looks pretty difficult. I think it really does look like a hard fight. It's interesting in the way that the game's played on the PC. Obviously on console you would use a different controller. You would use a controller in a different port. That's not possible on PC. So what the game does is it makes you play on the keyboard. But most people will just macro the keyboard controls to their controller to just get around that.
I'll take
AK the D-Lime's
Snake, you follow me.
DS4 Windows profile.
Yeah, Sparty's struggling a little bit with Mantis compared to Nick, but he shouldn't lose too much time.
Alright, let's see that really clean boxing glitch. That was really clean. It's looking good so far. And that was pretty much a textbook example of the box glitch, box out of bounds.
Snake,
Yeah, we'll see the
what's
standard
wrong?
strat from
I thought
Spartyy
you were
now.
good with dogs.
Obviously the box outbound's much faster,
This place is mine.
but as you say,
I'll
it's
take point again. Stay back,
difficult to
okay?
perform.
The radar is
So some runners shy away from it.
We can't use the mine detector either.
Leave it to me.
Spartyy opting to shoot the dogs with the SOCOM. I think Sparty's staying in this race really well, considering the difference between the two PBs.
Yeah, definitely. But now if you look on Nick's screen, you can see that he's mentally preparing for the hardest skip in the game. He has to
So,
press
what do you
20
think?
buttons,
Pretty good,
and
huh?
all of those
How did
inputs
you
are
know where to
frame
find
perfect.
It
So let's
sounds
see.
weird, but when Mantis
It's
drove
such a
into my
hard
mine,
trick, but
I was
if you
able to
get it,
see where the
it's
mine was
amazing.
placed.
So let's see.
Are you
Will Nick
impressed?
get the trick?
Well,
The skip
a
actually.
little bit.
It's a skip. You skip
Only a little?
about 5 minutes of gameplay. Nice. Perfect.
Yeah, so the best path through the mines that Meryl shows you is not actually correct. The best path is actually hold up. It's kind of funny, and they did take that out in Twin Snakes. You can't do that in Twin Snakes.
I wonder why. I think it was so difficult they decided to just patch it out. Nobody, and then nobody will be able to do it, not even the best of speedrunners.
So yeah, we're up to Wolf 1. Can't fight Wolf 1 without a sniper rifle. Where would the game put the sniper rifle? Of course, back at the armory, where you would know weapons are kept. So we're going to go all the way back, and there's a few hazards along the way. Nuke building, and the armory itself can be very easy to make mistakes on and lose a lot of time.
I mean, that kind of makes sense because who would hide a sniper rifle in a nuclear building? Seems kind of dangerous.
Just leave it in one of the offices or something, that would be fine. Yeah, Nick's really coming into his own now. Wolf 1, not too tricky, especially in comparison to Wolf 2. There's RNG for sure, you know, she can go left and right, she can hide behind the pillars, but she never really, like, gatekeeps you for that long at a time. Ooh, Nick accidentally hits a claymore, you gotta be careful of those.
A little bit too much to the right.
Just the kind of mistakes Spartyy needs to get back into this.
But now let's see what is pretty much one of the hardest rooms of the game, Armory. It's a very precise room, and you're not allowed pretty much any mistakes.
Yeah, so the alert he gets is intentional. He does want to take an alert there because it's just faster to get into the room. He's going to want to get to the north side of the room before this guard wakes up, and then call the elevator and then kick the guard away. Looking good, very nice.
Nicely done. Pretty much a textbook example of an armory. But now let's see what Spartyy's armory looks like.
Stun Grenade's going to come out a little bit later.
It's looking good so far, but that elevator guard can ruin everything. And nicely done.
Yeah, very nice from Spartyy there. Challenging room.
And there you might have seen a guard looking right at Spartyy, and he didn't see Spartyy. Why? Because guards are blind in this game.
Simple as that, folks. Nick doing the left side nuke building strat. Very nice. Good to take that guard out. I think it's the fastest way to do the nuke building now, or is I think throw the chaff to distract the guard would be fastest, but
Yeah, chaff left side is the fastest.
Yeah, but throwing that chaff is very, very tricky for not a lot of time save, and PSG1 looks pretty safe, but we see people go all kinds of routes in that nuke building. Spartyy looking like he's doing a left side as well. I'm wondering what strat he will use.
And I have an actual, let's say, confidential. I have confidential information. If you want to fire a sniper rifle in real life, just open up your calculator on your mobile phone and spam 0. That's going to work.
Okay, Wolf 1 from Nick. She spawned on the right. He misses the opening shot. And the second, and he's taking a lot of damage there. So he's going to eat a quick ration. He's taken another hit. Sniper Wolf is winning this fight so far. She's hit Nick 4, 5 times now. He needs to get one in.
This is a really aggressive wolf fight. You generally don't want this kind of fight.
He's predicting she's going to come out on the right, and he was correct. Just sneaks in at the last moment before he was going to take a shot there. He's got to get some bullets as well. He's recovering well so far. That opening was a little bit rough.
So Spartyy looked for her first and then decided to go into the sniper. And so far it's looking a bit better for Spartyy. The wolf is much calmer.
And Nick's picking up the pace again now. Spartyy definitely has picked up some time. If he can keep this up, Spartyy might pull ahead. I think he can kill Wolf sooner.
And Spartyy is ahead. Spartyy is ahead now.
Looks
Just
pretty
like that.
damn even to me. Looks pretty damn even to me. That was ridiculous.
It's just as easy as that for the lead to change. However, there is a little bit of time loss in the medical room, and it is possible to lose a little bit of time, so Nick could gain a bit of time over Spartyy in the medical room, especially since Nick has done a lot of testing on possible strats to make the medical room faster. So he has a lot more knowledge compared to Spartyy about the medical room.
Stop as I promised. But I'll take the woman in return. I'll have my fun with her before I kill her.
Meryl.
I hope you can still look at yourself in the mirror, my friend.
And of course, the runners will not be saving Meryl. Do you ever get the urge to suddenly just survive the torture and save Meryl?
No, I hate mashing.
I really thought you were going to say I hate Meryl then. But yeah, I hate mashing too.
Well, I hate both, but I mean, I hate mashing worse. Here's the thing, Meryl. After this point, Meryl is gone. Mashing, if you're playing on console especially, never goes away.
Mashing on console is eternal. I said in the when we had the small event to introduce the league and all the runners and stuff, I did say Spartyy would be one to watch in this tournament, and he had 111 I think at the time, and I said he will improve, he will get better, and you've seen that today.
Now Spartyy is doing a very precise RNG manipulation. By standing on a precise pixel, you can make Wolf 2 stand in one spot for the entire fight, and you can kill her almost instantly.
Yeah, you wish. I think you know, solving that Wolf 2 RNG would be huge for this game, but that boss is an absolute nightmare.
And before Spartyy actually gets the best Wolf 2 fight possible.
I would laugh. Different choices from the runners here on which way to face with Snake. It doesn't matter, but it's always interesting to see what they do. I always put Snake like right inside the door. On the micro level, Nick's just executing things just slightly better every time. That's the experience. Would you have assumed it would be this close if you were watching? Sorry, if you had to make a prediction before the race started.
I was thinking that it was going to be close, but not this close.
Yeah, this is like... Who knows what'll happen here?
However, I'm still wondering what's going to happen with the Pearl card, since We've seen a lot that can happen with that card. Missing the lines, not getting enough alerts, and just completely forgetting what you have to do. Spartyy is known for that. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, when it's just like a case of moving through rooms and executing the different things, Nick does look, just slightly stronger. But there's just some huge swings that can happen. The next few boss fights are going to be very, very telling. Got to know your steps here to do this out of bounds.
Especially not taking Wolf 2 into consideration, since Wolf 2 is basically just RNG. It's not even skill, it's RNG. The hind fight, you need to know how to do it. You need to be great at it, because if you fail it, it turns into worse RNG than even Wolf 2. It's so bad if you miss a shot in the second phase of the hind fight that you can lose a ton of time.
Oh, Spartyy accidentally hits the cutscene. That will cost him some time. You need that rope. You can't go without that rope. Not getting that rope would be the biggest mistake of your life. But it does give Nick a few seconds more. Cooking
I
that
would
grenade
say
at
that.
runtime. Sorry, Makarov, you go, mate.
I would say that not heating up the park card and getting right to the terminal and noticing that, I would say that's the worst mistake you could make.
Yeah, true. But if you don't have the rope, they will make you go back down and get it. I would have an absolute urge to throw the guards the whole time I was doing the tower climb.
It's been said before, but the tower climbs, both of them, are just made so easy on PC that it's not even fun anymore, it's just annoying or boring.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you're at danger of is putting yourself up against walls, basically. The guards can't hit you. We're GME the whole time. We have God mode. But again, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is that not getting that cutscene skip, so unfortunate from Spartyy there. I'm sure these boys know the rappels well. Gotta know your rappels from your appels.
That's a pretty much the perfect rappel from Nick. There's not a lot that you can do to save time here, but there's a lot to do that loses you time. And Nick pretty much didn't lose any time, but didn't win any time. Was pretty much ideal.
And again, these guards on the catwalk, there's few guards in the game that actually behave like this. When they shoot you, they knock you back. But fortunately, with God mode, we don't have to worry about that. We just walk past them.
On console, this room is an actual nightmare.
Yeah, catwalk. If you mess up, you're just gonna lose a ton of time. It's really difficult to recover. It's nice not having to worry about that. just all gearing up for this hind fight. We could see huge swings there.
The key to getting a good hind fight is definitely the beginning. You have to get a really good phase 1, and by that I mean don't waste any ammo. The more ammo you have for phase 2, the better it's going to be and the safer it's going to be.
It's one of those, it's difficult to do in a run. Now you've got to execute it in a race, especially a race that's so close. Like, I wonder if they're watching one another and they know, like, how close it actually is. We know that Nick will be getting there first.
Let's see the start for Nick's hind, and it's looking good so far.
Yeah, his shots were nice. He timed it perfectly with the iframes just coming off as the next stinger hits.
These are actually pretty hard to time correctly, since the hitbox of the hind it's quite deceiving, and it's not what it looks like. And unfortunately missed one shot, but still a good phase.
Sparty's missing a couple as well.
Yeah, looks like Spartyy is going to have to do a back and forth. Now Nick is going to eat a rocket, but he won't die because he has gun mode exploit on. And now for phase 2, it's really important to not miss any shots, because if you miss shots and you have a long pause between shots, the Harrier can go below the tower. If that happens, you're going to lose a lot of time, especially on easy. The higher the difficulty, the less time the hind spends down there. However, the easier the difficulty, the more time the hind stays there, so the easier the difficulty, the more time you lose, basically.
Yeah, so you want a situation where you can always hit the hind as soon as the side frames come off. Nick did a great job of it there. Obviously, empties his stingers, picks up that pack. He will need that for Wolf 2. Really
Both of
fair.
these were pretty decent fights.
Yeah, really fair from Spartyy as well.
It could have gone better, it could have gone a lot worse. And the race is still pretty close. It's not
It's
Nick's
so
race.
close. It's so close. I can't believe it.
A little bit of not quite good pickup from Nick. Did a few loops around it.
Got to race back down the tower now. And start the absolutely awesome Wolf 2 fight, which we all love. It's our favorite fight in the game.
Yeah, by
always goes
far.
well.
Wolf 2 literally has no RNG. It's always a perfect fight, that's why everybody likes it.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of pretty good Wolf 2 fights today already.
We've also seen a few quite bad ones.
We just take the shortcut down to this load zone. We get tired of walking down those stairs. Just take the shortcut.
Yeah, the walls are made of paper, don't worry. You just cut them.
Spawn left side for Nick, which is good.
It's looking decent currently for Nick.
Yeah, he's taking a couple of shots, of course, which is you don't want to get shot by her, but she's gonna try. I think Sparty's missed a couple of shots on Wolf 2 already.
Yeah, quite.
Nick is getting through Wolf's health
Quite a
right
few.
now. Unfortunate that he couldn't get it, and now
Nice
he's
shot.
got no ammo.
Oh no, that's bad. But could salvage it with the stinger shots if he lands, and he lands. That's a good fight.
Sparty's still not done a single point of Wolf's HP yet.
It was a combination of bad stinger aim and just crazy Wolf RNG.
Just behind that mountain pass now.
Oh no, it's
He's desperately trying to hit her while she's running left.
Don't do this. Just stay calm and look for her.
And Nick's steaming ahead now. He's all the way to the cargo fight.
And just like that, Nick's quite ahead. You've witnessed with your own eyes what Wolf 2 can do.
Yeah, I mean, it's a mixture of RNG, but Sparty's missed his shots as well. I mean, he's had chances to hit her. There we go, he's out.
He could have gone a lot smoother than that.
Now, that was a really nice Wolf 2 from Nick.
A few mistakes from Spartyy there.
He needs a keycard.
Usually you want to equip cards and weapons, well, just cards, before you do GMEs, because after you do a GME, you cannot interact with stuff, and you cannot open your menus. You have to look in first person first. So most of the time you want to equip your items and then GME, because for weapons you just have the hotkeys.
And Nick's pulled ahead. He's all the way down, about to start Raven. And Sparty's just finishing up his cargo elevator fight, and he's going to have to go down another elevator before he can get to where Nick is. Nick doesn't need any extra supplies. He's already prepared for everything that Raven can throw at him.
At
Starts
least
with he opens with that SOCOM shot because it's the last bit of low health that Raven will have left if you use the Nikita. He's waiting long enough because he has to make sure Raven's iframes are gone before he pulls the trigger on the next Nikita. This is looking really clean. If we say Wolf 2 is one of the most stressful bosses in the run, I think it's fair to say Raven is one of the least stressful bosses in the run, but you've still got to do it right.
I would honestly say it's the easiest fight, because there's really not much that you can fuck up other than the timing. Everything else is just it's pretty easy. If you mess up the timing, you also won't lose that much time, and I would say compared to the other fights, it's the fight that's the least stressful.
Yeah, there's so many backups as well, and you're never in any danger of dying. So it's a free one, but yeah, Nick really has pulled ahead here. Every credit to him. He's going to climb up that Rex now, and we'll be finding out what his pal card position is soon. I think both of them have farmed enough alerts, so that we won't be seeing any rat today. Just gotta hope for a good position, but the variance is low. I don't think even the worst position would be damaging enough to Nick at this stage.
Well, I will say that we do have a rat. We have the rat man backstage. If you don't know, the rat man is D-Limes13, who's the person that basically did all the timing and testing for the ditch versus rat stuff, and discovered it actually faster. And he's
Yep.
nicknamed the rat man.
Yep, solved the rat RNG. Rat RNG is the variance on it was so high, and it would make such a difference, especially in any percent races. It's nice to have that variance a bit lower. Makes for a more exciting race when the majority of it is in control of the runners just playing well. Let's see what Nick
Right,
gets.
let's see the RNG.
Oh my god. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. So Nick just takes the best key. He's going to be feeling good about that. He's going to be feeling real good about that.
There's really not much that you can hope for. Spartyy needs that. Spartyy needs a gold key to have a chance at this point.
I got stuck up in there, takes a shot.
That could have been smoother, but at least he didn't get knocked down. That's good.
This ladder, trying to get on the ladder, I do that all the time. You have to be in just the right spot when you hit it.
People complain about the MGS3 ladder, but I complain about the MGS1 ladders.
What do you think Spartyy will get? I'm going to go with best position as well. That's my guess.
I'm going with God Bomb. The bomb in the best position.
God bomb. God bomb.
Let's see, will Spartyy get a God Bomb?
He's done it, the absolute madman. This is ridiculous, pal keys. This is absolutely ridiculous.
The RNG is insane.
I can't believe what we've just witnessed here today. But it's just Wolf. It's just that difference in the Wolf 2 separating them now. So we have a couple of things that will catch you out towards the end of the game now. Everything to play for. Nick with the advantage for sure, but Sparty's looked like he'd really gone away and learned how to play this game. I assume he's got a good chance of beating whatever time he's got on the board at the moment. Which if I check the
pretty much
stats,
guaranteed.
yeah, he's got a 108.45. Yeah, 108.45 is his current PB. So Spartyy is pretty much guaranteed. I mean, as long as he just finishes strong, he's going to PB.
Although there is a possible time loss at this point, and it's not freezing or not heating up the PAL card, which rarely happens, especially if you check your PAL card, your PAL key, but you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that would be a huge oversight. I think it extremely unlikely to happen when you're focusing in a race situation like this, but anything can happen, I guess. But if you didn't correctly, warm up or freeze your PAL key, and you get to the computer, you are going to have to go all the way back.
Imagine if MGS1 had the pipes like TTS, like Twin
Well,
Snakes.
sometimes in the comments of YouTube videos, people think they do, but no, there's you do have to correctly backtrack with the PAL card. We have no way around it yet. Maybe one day. This speedrun would really be awesome if we could just the first time you go to get the PAL key, you can just go straight to the Rex fight. That would be insane. Because Disc 1, in my opinion, in terms of quality, Disc 1 is like mammoth's Disc 2. But it's just because of the backtracking. Like, all the boss fights in Disc 2 are awesome, especially the end game. Just the backtrack sequence isn't great the first time, so maybe one day. I'm hopeful that someone will find one, you know, a new sequence break or a way to skip the PAL card. But I'm endlessly optimistic about this kind of thing.
And this ingenious conversation goes into the bounties. There are currently 2 bounties for MGS1. So if you just have a lot of free time, or you are a glitch hunter, why not play this game and find a glitch? If you find a skip for the PAL card that saves at least 3 minutes, you can win over $1,000. And if you find a skip that is not the PAL card, you can win $90. So if you have a lot of free time, you like glitches, why not experiment with this game?
It would be something to see, that's for sure. I wonder how Nick's feeling right now. Comfortable after that Wolf 2, but the end game's pretty special. Especially that liquid fight, and we have seen it go astray today. And it is a fight you can lose minutes on. And that's, you know, that's your problem. You need to execute that fight right. It's not like Wolf 2 where the game can just say no. It's all in your hands, and that can be stressful.
Well, you could drop inputs, and that's not your fault if that happens.
Does that happen on PC? I didn't think. I thought that was a PS thing.
I think it happens if you do single punches.
Right.
It happened to me quite a few times when I practiced one punch, but when I did 2 punches, that never happened. But there is. However, if I'm wrong, someone correct me.
That's the main thing I've always liked about the PC version is there's no input delay like the PS has.
Spartyy there, you can see he's a bit angry, he's punching there.
Nick's just doing some pickups in the blast furnace because he has the time. He's got to wait for that PAL card anyway, so he'll just pick up stuff because it's free. Won't cause him any issues, waste a little bit of time.
Speaking of these PAL cards, there are quite a few ways to freeze and heat up the PAL cards. There are 2 methods to, 3 methods actually to heat up the PAL card. You can either use an audio cue, you can either use a timer, or use a visual cue. The exact time that you have to wait for each card is exactly 61 seconds. However, I will put a small asterisk on that. It's not always exactly 61 seconds. BMN, the winner of the MGS2 Very Easy League, did a few tests on this game and found out that it's always a little bit under 61 seconds or a little bit over 61 seconds. It's not always exactly 61 seconds. So if you waited 61 seconds and the PAL did not heat up or freeze, that's why the game just has freeze/heat RNG.
I always wait like 68 seconds just to be sure, and then I look at it anyway. Like I'm always convinced that it's not frozen or unfrozen. Like
Better be
Palky
safe than sorry.
paranoia. Yeah, Palky paranoia.
We should trademark that.
As we take the Palky into the room to put it into the computer, obviously there's cameras that we kind of go past. If you do get an alert and don't get onto the computer in time, or you use the wrong computer, you will actually take a game over because the room floods with gas. In that situation, the best thing to do is just try and kill yourself as quickly as possible. I'm interested to see what the exact lead is, but I don't think Sparty's out of this, not yet.
We've still got Liquid, we've still got Escaped. Those have variants.
Even Ray's like even Ray. I'd be surprised if Ray shows up, but Metal Gear Rex fight, you know, you can miss stingers, you can mistime them, lose seconds if you're not careful.
Well, what I'm wondering is if the Shadow Horde ends up here and you can actually loop it. That will save some time.
For sure. I don't think I've seen Spartyy do the Liquid Infinite, but I'm assuming that he can. I'm just guessing, but I'm assuming he can.
I believe he can, but he's never gotten it in a race.
Well, today may well be the day.
However, I've also seen that Nick is pretty consistent at the Infinite.
Oh
so,
yeah, Nick can do it. Nick can do it for sure. I think there's about a 140 difference between them at the moment, so it ain't over yet. Don't want to miss any shots on this Rex now. Very nice opener. He got it just right. Phase 1's looking really good from Nick.
The most important part about the Rex fight is your position, because Rex moves depending on what the position that you're in. So getting that position just right guarantees that you'll get the best possible Rex fight.
Phase 2 looking good. Yep, Nick's done everything he had to there. Very clean Rex fight.
If you win, you might still be able to save her. You could enjoy one brief moment of love before the end.
Spartyy is still not completely out of the game. If Nick gets a really bad Infinite, or just drops it completely, Spartyy could win this.
Yeah, there is enough time.
Have at you, Snake.
Let's see it from
And
Nick.
two-throw setup, and oh no! Nick did the same mistake as me. Oh,
Yeah, he's struggling to recover this, but
you hate to see this.
oh, that's
You
the
just
worst
hate to
when
see
you get
this.
knocked down and then you slide off. It's like so much time lost. But he's picked it up here. If he can keep this, it's salvaged. punch for your life.
Hurry!
Really nice recovery.
And this
Every
is how you
credit, Nick.
save it correctly.
Yeah, he absolutely needed that. Like I say, that's the real mastery of the liquid fight, is when you can drop it and then you can get it back. Really well salvaged. Turned like minutes of time loss into a very small amount.
I got it! Snake, jump in! Snake, hold on!
At this point, Nick has a really big chance of winning, and honestly, Nick will win at this point.
Yeah, well
Let's-
deserved for that recovery, for sure. Well deserved. But I'm interested to see Sparty's liquid, how it's progressed, and whether he can give us a full infinite. We haven't seen a full infinite from anyone today, so Sparty could be the first.
The closest we've seen is what Nick did.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty decent by today's standards.
Nick got shot quite a bit. It's all RNG. There's nothing that you can do about it. These checkpoints, you can lose a bit of time on these.
Hello from Sparty right now. He's doing it. He is doing it.
Well, you could still lose it at this point, but Sparty will not.
Absolutely clean from Sparty.
Amazing.
Sparty, honestly, on paper, this is not what the race should have looked like. Sparty's improved massively, and you can guarantee that he's going to PB with this run, like 100%. You know, he's going to PB by minutes.
Unless the game crashes.
Oh, come on, Makarov. No need for that. Nick's hitting liquid well here, and like you say, he will win this race. But anyone in Sparty's group is going to be a lot more nervous than they were before, I think.
And Nick is on the final phase of the escape sequence, and that's it. GG for Nick.
Really well done winning that one, Nick. Really well done from Nick. And every credit for Sparty. Every credit to Sparty. He really kept up so well there. He looks like a completely different player from you know, how he started in the league. And I did say he would improve rapidly, and he has. A 1:02.42. Exceptionally good time.
And Sparty will get either a high 103 or a low 104. I'm not completely sure. Actually, no, a 104.
I think it'll be a 104, yeah.
I don't think you can get a high 103 at this point, unless you're Limes and you can get the best escape sequence possible.
Plenty of time to be lost on this section now.
Especially this section. There is a way to make this section really fast, but you have to get some really precise shots. And it's hard to get them, but if you get them, it's going to make that part a lot faster.
Coming up to the end for Sparty now. One more little push. Nice PB for himself. Not the W today, but definitely on track to get his own 102.
This time will be lowered a lot more in the future. This is not going to be Sparty's best run.
It's time for Sparty. GG. NickRPGreen.
GG, Nick.
Thank you.
Excellent run. Absolutely
Thank you very
excellent run,
much.
mate. What did you think of racing Sparty and how he
Oh.
performed today? He did well, right?
Did really well. It was so close for so long. Like I knew I'd got I'd got ahead a little bit early and then started making some really dumb mistakes. So like I didn't skip Bone and Sinew and Ninja. Wolf 1 was just a mixture of bad luck on her shooting early and me just then not being able to sort of recover. So that was really bad.
Yeah, Wolf 1, like you brought your sniper out, she shot you. You tried again, she shot you again. She shot you just like 5 times back to back. It was
Yeah.
so aggressive.
The RNG of that fight can be so nasty.
I think
But I feel like she kind of made up for it in Wolf 2, and she kind of sort of apologized a little bit and decided to make Wolf 2 a lot easier than I've had to face her in the past.
yeah, you were the aggressor in Wolf 2. You were shooting her. But yeah, really good race, mate. And your backups, like your
The
anytime anything went
liquid
wrong,
backup. That one
yeah,
was insane.
anytime anything went wrong, you knew exactly what you needed to do to fix it. Very impressive.
Thank you.
Did we also have Spartyy join? Welcome, Spartyy. Congrats on the PB, mate.
GG.
I think we've lost Spartyy.
No,
Oh, I'm here. Sorry, I was muted. Hey, GG's, Nick. Yeah, good race. PB for me. So happy with this run. Some of the boss fights didn't go as well as I hoped, but I'm happy for this for now.
Spartyy, you were the first person today to do a full Liquid Infinite. 1 for 4. That was a really exceptional fight, mate.
Well done.
Thank you. I went from Rat to God Palki.
You both got the God Palki, by the way.
Is this the first run where both runners have had God Pal?
I would assume so. The odds are like
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Insane.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, great, absolutely great race, lads.
Thank
Nick,
you.
do you have anything you want to say before we jump out?
No, I'm still trying to work out what what the heck went wrong with Wolf 1, but I'll get back onto practicing and hopefully it'll be better for next week.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing more of you. Spartyy, do you have anything else to say, mate?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna do a podcast with Nick. So be here at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Oh yeah, that's going to be excellent. Be looking
I'm
forward
looking
to
forward
that
to getting thoroughly roasted.
He is horrible. Like he puts you on the spot so much. It's like when I did it, I never expected it, but he will put you on the spot.
Hey, you
But
gotta
yeah,
make it entertaining for the people. What do you want me to throw some softball questions at you?
that was NickRPGreen taking a win over Spartyy. Great race, guys. Next up, we will have Shard of Kingdoms versus House Test, our very own Statsman. Makarov is staying with you. I'm leaving now. Thanks very much for watching, and yeah, good luck to the rest of the runners today.